Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Abhishek Sharma and I welcome you on board this journey which is known as how to make effective presentations. This is a part of a soft skill training that enables you to communicate your ideas well. You know why the best professionals fail in their industries? Not because they don't have the skills or not because they don't have the knowledge, but because they fail to understand the need to connect with wider audience, how to showcase their skills, right? Having knowledge, having skills is a different matter, but showcasing those skills to a wider public is a different matter altogether. It's a different ball game altogether. It follows different rules and it banks upon not only your technical knowledge but also your soft skills. I've seen people who are best after the best in their industries. I've seen people who are analytically strong. I've seen people who are best at analyzing your finances or probably churning out numbers. But when it comes to delivering those numbers or probably presenting those reports to board of directors or other stakeholders, they wriggle out. The problem being most of us think that making a presentation on a PowerPoint is probably a matter of, going through a slide or going through different pointers. It is not so. It involves a huge amount of effort behind it. It's only a matter of first few slides where you have to go back and probably research a lot. After that, when you start getting a hang of it, the overall preparation time and the overall throughput of the effort reduces drastically. It so happens that most of the people who have grown up the ladder in a corporate environment, you would see that one thing is common between them. They are outspoken, they are extempore, and they know how to communicate with people, they know how to connect with people and how to engage people. Right? So this is exactly what we are going to cover in this course. Now obviously this is a short snippet of the detailed course that we are going to have in our regular course of event. But yes, this 5 minutes video will help you understand how important is it to make effective presentation. Okay, so are we ready? Are the energies high? Okay, so with the double thumbs up, let's dive right into it. First of all, let me ask you this question. Why is it important to hone your presentation skill? When I say hone your presentation skill is to practice making or delivering good presentations. The idea behind making a good presentation is to get what you want from the people, to connect with the people, to engage people, to communicate your idea and in a way try to create that impact or influence in which they understand your point and they work as per your requirement, right? Maybe you're making a sales pitch. Maybe you're pitching a new idea to the stakeholders. Maybe you're presenting the quarter end numbers to your board of directors or to the shareholders. It actually works in all situations. Okay, so the need that you need to keep in mind or the requirements that you need to keep in mind is basically what exactly you want to achieve out of the presentation. Why exactly you're putting so much of an effort into a presentation and getting people to know what exactly your ideas are, getting people to agree upon your ideas. It's not about forcing your ideas onto people, but keep it engaging, generating effective feedback, enough feedback for you to improve, right? So when we get into brainstorming sessions, when we get into collaborative sessions, it's not about downloading your ideas to the people. It's also about listening to them, understanding what they exactly need, and then improving your future course of action accordingly. Okay, so we're going to discuss how or why we should hone our presentation skills, why exactly do we need to be good at showcasing our skill as well. Then we will come down to the winning factors of an effective presentation. Now if you go out or probably Google, nowadays we have ChatGPT and other AI tools as well. If you go out and try to look for these factors, they will give you probably 150 different factors that are there that you might want to consider when you are making a presentation. I will limit them to some 5 or 6 greater classifications or broader classifications where you want to look at or where exactly you want to look at, right? Those factors will help you understand the objective of the presentation, will help you understand how to go about making a good and effective presentation, and will eventually help you to understand why is it important to have yourself well versed with the art of making an effective presentation. Okay, so this is the agenda that we are going to cover in this short video. Let's move forward and come down to why to hone your presentation skills. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's really important to engage your audiences. As in, your audiences might be students, your audiences might be your peers or your colleagues. Your audiences might be someone from the board of directors. Your audiences might be a group of people who are new to a particular subject matter. Yes. Your audiences might be people who are eagerly waiting for you to probably give them some updates, some crucial updates, such as the numbers, how their bonuses are impacted, right? When you go out and declare annual results, there is a whole group of people or probably a whole lot of stakeholders who are looking eagerly at you to give them their numbers, because me being an employee would always be interested in the kind of profit the company is making, not because how much they are going to pay to the stakeholders or probably how much dividend they are going to pay to the shareholders, but how much dividend out of how much bonus out of those profits are coming to my kitty. So there are people who will always be looking at you in a very anticipative manner. It's really important to engage those audiences. If you are dealing with them in person, it gives you a great opportunity to engage with them directly. Engage them in an interaction, engage them in a conversation rather than making it a download. Okay, that helps you achieve your eventual objective. Now, keep in mind, when you are dealing with different stakeholders, when you are dealing with students, you deal them differently. The vocabulary, the words, the tone, the pitch, everything differs. But when you are talking to your board of directors or your management, right, the game changes altogether. You cannot use the same kind of vocabulary. I mean, you have to be respectful to all in a general term, right? As a general principle, you have to be respectful to any set of people you talk to. Maybe someone like students or probably someone below the hierarchy or probably someone up the hierarchy. But yes, obviously when you talk about people from high above or probably from the top management, the overall tone and pitch becomes much more subtle and ideas become much more corroborative, much more concrete, because they don't want to hear probably some generic facts coming out of your mouth. Then, most important part, you have to communicate your ideas. You are loaded with ideas. You have 10,000 different things that you can do to make your company better or to do your job better. But until and unless you tell them to the wider public or you express them to wider public, they're not going to work for you, right? An idea in your mind is as good as nothing until and unless that comes out of your mind. Okay, so may it be out of the box, something orthodox, unorthodox, something that changes everything, like reinventing the wheel. It could be anything, right? So do not be afraid of expressing your ideas, and that's exactly what we are going to do when we present our ideas. Be fearless, be respectable, be subtle, but be fearless. Have that aggression, but respect others as well. So you have to strike that balance. Okay, then create influence and have that impact, right? Try and influence people to understand what you are trying to pitch them, right? Trying to get them to agree to your idea, the sales pitch, the finance pitch, the funding pitch, right? Or probably a change in the production process, a change in the analysis process, and implementation of a new system. Everything to get that user acceptance, to get that management acceptance, it is equally necessary, right? Not only you have an idea, but you are trying to pitch it, you are trying to express those ideas, and you are also looking to gather some sort of acceptance for that, right? So it's not going to be a forced thing, it's not going to be a forced idea, but yes, you are trying to generate some positive feedback for it as well, so that if there are rooms to improve, you can improve as well, right? And finally, it's a most important tool to showcase your skills, right? When you make a presentation, when you deliver your ideas to a wider number of people or a large number of people, you tell them the kind of skills you have. You might be good at connecting with people. You might be good at communicating with people or probably getting people to do what you want them to do. But until and unless you express those ideas, or until and unless you try and show the people or show the wider audience, your managers, your colleagues, your colleagues, your peers, or your mentors, right? If you don't express those skills, or if you don't represent or probably make a presentation or showcase your skills to them, they will not know how talented or probably how skillful you are. So it's really important to go up the corporate ladder, run a new business, pitch business to new clients, ask them for funding. It's really important. It generates that sort of confidence when you go out and confidently talk to these people, and you know what you're talking. You have the substantiation behind it. You have the numbers supporting you. You have the process in place. You have the validations in place. You have everything in place. That kind of gives a confidence to the parties that you know what you're talking about, right? And you are the ones who can be trusted with their valuable resources to have business with you, to give you a wider, to give you a greater responsibility. Right? So until and unless you don't go out and do this, you will not be able to, get more out of your business, get more out of your career. So that's why we say it's really important to have those presentation skills, so that you can showcase your skills, what you can do, what sort of benefits that you can bring to the table. Okay? Then we come down to winning factors of an effective presentation. It's really important to understand whom you are trying to talk to, whom you are trying to address, right? So there are a few things that I have highlighted. Like I said, there are about 150 or more different factors that you might want to consider when you are going for a presentation, but there are a few which are really important. So I've picked up a few broader classifications. The foremost is the presentation, the preparation. Understand your quorum, understand your audiences, who are going to be there, to whom you are going to pitch an idea. Are those the investors you want the fund from? Are those board of directors you want to pitch, or you want to present your year-end numbers to, or quarter-end numbers to? Are those your investors to whom you are trying to pitch the final dividend numbers, or the profits and other things, the overall state of the company? Are these students who are trying to learn new concepts? So based on your audiences and your subject matter, you need to prepare, research as much as you can, understand the nature of the audiences, understand what sort of words, what sort of resources that you are going to use, okay, how to engage them, right? So the next part is how to engage them, right? Engagement means you need to keep them interested, right? As simple as that. Start from the very first stage of preparation. You need to develop some engaging content. Engaging content means you need to put into place something like the audio-visual aids, or probably videos, or probably some sort of interesting facts, interesting numbers, anecdotes that keeps your overall audiences engaged with you. The moment you lose that connect with your audience is where you start to fail. Okay, so the clarity of objective, what you want to do, what you want to achieve, what sort of clients you have, what sort of audiences you have, what sort of end product, or what sort of end results or outcomes that you want to achieve out of the presentation. All these need to be in place, right? Then we come down to ingenuity. Do not try to copy things off the internet. I never encourage people to find things, random things on the internet, trying to post them on their presentations, right? The moment you do that, you lose, your audiences lose faith in you, okay? Because something coming straight off the internet or ChatGPT will be something that is visible, that will be visible to your audiences as well. The moment you do that, and someone goes back and Googles it on the internet, and the first point it hits is what you have written on your presentation, that will give them a very wrong impression of you, right? So it has to be in genuine effort. It has to be original effort. where you come up with your own concept, with your own words, your own jargons. Help them understand why have you chosen a specific word, right? Be concise. Do not go into some generic or random verbiages or probably long discussions with random statements in them. Be specific. Be specific. Limit your number of words to specific areas. Limit your overall approach to the concentration around the subject matter. Okay, feel free to use any sort of visual aids. Like I use cartoons a lot, right? I also use videos a lot. But then you need to understand, when you start doing videos and when you start doing those audio visual aids, they bite into your time, right? You have to discuss. The most important idea is to engage with people, to offer them enough opportunity to generate that sort of feedback. When you spend a lot of time on these audio visual aids, like videos or probably other things, like playing small videos or probably showing them different cartoons and things like that, stuff like that, you will probably lose very vital time which could have been used to generate an essential feedback for you. Okay, so you have to be you have to be very specific. You have to balance things out. What I do, I follow three-pronged principle. First of all, being methodical, that's something that you can see on the top left of your screens as well. Being methodical, step by step. Be logical. Always treat reasons over opinions. Okay, always treat reason over opinions, and be empirical. Empirical means evidence based. Opinions and statements made without any evidence does not matter. Okay, so be follow a step by step procedure. Be logical, and always have your attitude as evidence based. Okay, this is what is going to help you develop a really healthy and a really engaging PowerPoint presentations. Now keep in mind, the PowerPoints or the presentations, they are only there to give you pointers, to keep you in a structure, right, and keep you on track of what you are trying to discuss. They don't really have any other role. You don't want to load your PowerPoints with lot of points, because they are not books. People are not going to read them. They're simply not interested in reading a lot of points on your PowerPoint presentations. So keep them short, keep them concise, and use them as a means of keeping you on track, rather than loading them with a lot of random facts, right? Try and put these into action and see what difference does this makes on your presentation skills. I'll come back for more and give you more pointers on how we can enhance our presentation skills. This is it for today. Wishing you best of luck for your career. This is Dr. Abhishek Sharma signing off. Thank you guys.